Greetings! Welcome to another Rasta Maice does painting and model making type scenario. This is episode, I can't remember. 15! Thank you, John. That's why we keep him around. He's back. He's finished work. He wasn't with us this weekend at our monthly tournament. Who we got? Fair Brother in the chat at the moment. Chris Lilly, hello brother. Random Haney, hello. Tavern Wars. Rattler, not Tatler, he was in the store. That was awesome. And his little girl, and he brought me a bottle of Rattler, where is it? Rattler 74, Rattler 84 cider, which I haven't had yet, but I'm going to have it. Hi Matt. And Matt, I love my trays, bruv. We've really got to talk because I need to have those made like special. Lucky call sign. That's the little girl.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, that's Rattler's daughter. Oh, and they were up playing X-Wing on Tuesday night with us.
Oh, wow.
It was really nice, really nice. He can't often get up because of like life commitments. But he could. He was lucky to get up then. Hi Mark, how you doing, brother? Terminator. I know we've got Clive on, who's just travelled back from Loughborough. He was with us this weekend at our monthly tournament, which was awesome. And we had the world champion in attendance. Surprise, surprise. And guess who won both days? The world champion. It's just what he does now. He doesn't let anyone else win any tournaments. He bullies. He beat me on Saturday as well, on Sunday. I am. Thank you, Shenanigans. And Capt. Hello, Dad. How you doing? JR. Oi, oi. Hello, my brother. Yes, Saturday was a cracking day. Sunday was a cracking day. We had loads of travellers. We had Lawless, who's in the chat or will be in the chat, I'm sure, in a bit, and Leon. So we had husband and wife, and they had like a anniversary treat. They came up to see us, and they came up with my great friend Richard from the Vagabond Squadron, all from Vagabonds. Awesome people, awesome people. We had guys travel up from Sheffield. We had people travel from far and wide. We had Spurgeon, 4 hours. You know he travels further than anyone. We even had Ian Kafka travel from the Middle East, as he does every month, over to look, Feeks actually, Alex on Friday. So on Friday, Alex comes and stays with me every month, and he normally gets the train up after work on Friday, and he's up with me about 6:30. I pick him up in Derby. So come like 5:30, 5:45, Alex is like, I'm still in London, the train ain't moved, I'll keep you informed. I was like, all right, it's no sweat, you'll be up here in a bit. Cut a long story short, after they proper messed him about, he arrives in Derby at 3:15 in the morning. Really? He was meant to be at Derby Station at 6:30.
Wow.
3:15. Bless him. So we were dead. I'm still a bit dead. Oh yeah, it was awesome weekend, Mark. Yeah, it was really, really good weekend. Look, do you know what I'll do? Is I'll do my bit of housekeeping and then start doing some stuff, and then we'll talk more about the weekend, because for those of you that are interested also in the gaming side of X-Wing, because this stream on some weeks, I'm not just going to be painting X-Wing stuff, right? But I know a lot of you that watch are X-Wingers. And I can talk a little bit about how the room had seemed to change completely after Gen Con. Poor show, guys. Shouldn't be copying Americans. We should be a little bit more original. It did upset me a little bit, but you know what I'm like. I'm very sensitive and highly strung. So, yes. So what we're doing this week is, first of all, if you're not subbed to Twitch or YouTube, please do that. And everything that we give away here, we have this Spondoolie system. The longer you watch, you earn Spondoolies. Use Spondoolies to enter our giveaways. You get more tickets when you're a sub. So it benefits you guys to do that. So thank you very much. And anyway, this week, I have got for you a Sith Infiltrator, right? John's going to put a picture up in a minute, but I'll show you it just like this for a second. Now, some of you might remember this, because this has been on, there's pictures of this on my website. And this was done a long time before Sith Infiltrator was ever in the game, and I used to use it as a decimator. There we go, there's a nice picture. And if any of you guys would like better pictures of that, that is on my Rasta Maice painting page on Facebook. You can find it. Go to the pictures section, scroll through them, there's some Imperial stuff. This was before we ever had like first order as a faction, so I like that paint scheme on any Imperials. I did lots of this blue, white, black stuff with these red markings. It's cool. I really, really like this. Now, I want you to all be aware, though, this is not an FFG product. This is originally based on a Lucasfilm titanium model, collector's model, and it's been converted and had the wings changed and the custom paint job, and it's magnetised, and it's got the ball bearing base and all of that stuff. So it's one of my private personal things, and you guys give us a little bit of money and I'll give you something really pretty. So this week's stretch goal is 120, which is really good for that. I never thought I'd be getting rid of it, but I did, and you guys love this stuff. And do you know what? What's the point of me owning this stuff forever? Let someone else enjoy it. I'll put it on a bit of a bigger ball bearing as well. I just brought the wrong base with me. But this is awesome, right? Thank you, Tavern Wars. Love you, my brother. Right, and you know the usual stuff. We're the stream boss at the moment, and if you want to donate or you want to cheer or you want to super chat or all of that stuff, it knocks our health down. And then one of you guys will be the stream boss. And the guy at the end of the stream that is the king of the stream gets an extra... 500 spondoolies. So whoever owns the stream boss title at the end of this stream will get extra 500 spondoolies. That's what we're doing. And remember, first stream of next month, anyone that's a Patreon subscriber, we will put a link up in Patreon like we do start of the month, and if you comment on that stream, on that link, you will get an extra 500 spondoolies. So for being part of the Patreon. So little incentives there. And like I said, I'll be giving you full details on the new Patreon prizes next month. Ah, Clive, thank you. Dope. I love that. It's the 80s. John?
Yeah?
Can we have...
head down.
Do I want a head down yet? Do I want a head down? Yeah, let's have head down too. Let's have both shots. Thank you, Shenanigan Gaming. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. And little people and bigger people. You know I'm like a mini person, so I like everyone.
We've got no sound coming out of that TV.
We got no sound coming out of what TV?
That one there.
But we shouldn't have, should we?
Well, no, I suppose not. But
shouldn't that be switched off?
You can hear the when they donate.
Ah, right. I see what you mean. The super chat and all the ching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not hearing that. Can we sort that?
I will try while you
try and sort that. That's revenge, Ryan, for making me fly that rubbish list yesterday. I'll get out of it, Mr. Ander. That was a hard room, man. Or was it pilot error? Ooh, shade is being thrown. Right, listen. Here we are. Look. It has evolved, right? And I spent a lot more time, right? And I'm going to try and show you it. Remember, my focus point's right down there because we're going to be doing super detailing work this week, right? So, it has got a centre fin. I added more engines, right? Let's turn it over. I added another Gazanti engine, and I added engines underneath. This is what I want you to start to see. We're going to do super detailing, right? Let me get my glasses on. I didn't forget my glasses. I brought 4 pairs of glasses with me this week. And in fact, these ones are not quite strong enough. Let's have these ones. That's better. Right, so look, underneath. This is another... Oh, stick to my magnet. This is another Gazanti intake pipe. And this is plastic tubing, right? I'll show you the plastic tubing. I got it here. Now, this was bent with the use of a lighter. Right? And it's quite you need to practice because it's quite hit or miss. And if you do it wrong and you hit it too hard, it will just melt. I reckon maybe you guys should try it out in boiling water. I've never tried the boiling water thing. But I'm sure the boiling water would have the same effect as using fire to bend this pipe. So, and here you can see where my joins are not right, I've used the medium of green stuff to fill in and to make things perfect. Even to resculpt certain bits of detail to make it look like it was all designed to fit, right? I've bulked out this, I've bulked out these centre sections to mirror the front on both sides, right? And this is with this stuff. Now, I'm not really sure what you call this. Maybe you can help me out on stream, or maybe you can John knows. Now, this is like this advertising board. You know the stuff we had out there? That
foam core.
It's not foam. It's not soft like.
Oh, that stuff.
Right.
Oh, that's PVC. stuff. isn't it?
UPVC.
Yeah,
Thank you,
UPVC.
Chris. So right, this is UPVC. So look, I'll show you, and I loathe to do this because I haven't got a lot left. This will, you can like really shave into the depth of it. It's quite soft. Look at that. You see how it cuts? Right, normal plastic card, a big thick bit of plastic card, it wouldn't do that. It's really hard. So what I'm able to do is mirror like the shape here. Yeah, that's how I've managed to take a. This is completely flat, and then I've got the shape edged where I've joined. That's that UPVC that I've used as these two bulkners. Right, I've also then started using some green stuff to carry on the detail line from the front of the Millennium Falcon to fix a little bit of damage that I had. Right, this is a fang fighter cut in half and shaped to fill the gap because I needed to transition. When I went home, I started looking at it and there was quite an obvious transition between this and that, and I needed to have something that kind of bridged that gap. So I went with these, as you can see. Oh bloody hell, sorry, earthquake. I went with 2 halves of a fang fighter. You have to shave them down and you have to shave off some detail to get it all to work. And this is also half a fang fighter stuck on the back. It looks great because it gives it like another engine on top. I've carried on adding like little finials. This is off part of the fang fighter I've cut up. We've got another one underneath on the engine, and then you've got these little engines. These are off T65, so I've added on. And then this top fin, this is off a Torrent. I love this because it's like a fin with a little jet engine added in. This is all gonna, it really adds balance, right? It's kind of hard to get you a focal point. Yeah, it is hard to get you this focal point, but it really, really works with like the engine structure. I've decided to put a dish on the back rather than the gun on the back because I don't really like the gun on the back. It doesn't really work for me. And then I created these side wings. So you've got a Thai prototype, advanced prototype, and this is a come on guys, my brain's gone. Thai wait, someone will do it. Oh my god, why can't I remember the name of that? The silly aggressor. Thank you, Captain. Internet hug to Captain Rex. Right. And what I've done, if you noticed, originally when I was playing with this wing, I had it that way round, which is the original way. But remember, right? We were talking about this guy's probably going to be what's his name? Eagle Eye, or the bow and arrow one. Look at the shape of it now. It's an arrow, right? Each one of the fins starts to evoke, because I started to notice this. That's a good shot. Can you see how you can see down the engine? Look at it on that perspective and look at the balance of these finials. They also start to now evoke a bow, like the actual arrow.
Yeah.
You know the back end of the arrow, right?
Yeah.
Turn it to the side. What does that look like? Kind of a bow and an arrow being pulled back.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the more and more the design kind of actually evolved into something that, look at it, that's a bow, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the string drawn back, and there's your arrow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
I know it's silly, but that's where, when I'm at home and I've got time, and I spent bloody ages on this so far, because you can't, like, you fettle and change things around, you get a better balance, right? And then I've also decided to mount the gun on this side. Now what this does, right, because I've got a really top heavy design one side of the model, I decided to put this longer cannon underneath, offset to the softer side, the less built up side, to kind of balance the look of it, right? I continually think when I'm building things about a picture, like often I think about them with other ships as a picture, the same way that the original Falcon and the A-Wing is. And now we're starting to see some sort of, they're starting to become a family, right, of things that have similarities in their designs or their shapes. So the pictures, it's a bigger picture, right? It's constantly how I think, and I think it's kind of important that I let you have that insight into what goes into my head while I'm kind of, I think it was Alan that asked on the last Patreon post about how I get the ideas. And it's kind of like, it's a bit of clay. You start with a rough idea.
Yeah.
And then you start, and I don't like that, you cut that bit off.
Yeah.
Or let me add this bit and try that. And
the ideas come as you progress.
and then it builds, and you look at it and you re-look at it, and you're like, oh, I didn't see that, or that needs to be there to balance things out, you know?
Yeah.
Right, so what am I going to do today? What I'm going to do is I'm going to hide all this, right? So I've used some green stuff as well to give me some little fillers, to give me the angles, because I'm going to go on top of this, same as underneath. But what I'm going to do, oh, you see here? So this is what I did. Look, I made a little pattern. This is a piece of plastic card as a pattern. So I worked it out, and then, so I had 2. And then I'm going to cut the same thing again, and we're going to start plating it. So you see how we've got this detail? We're going to start doing this underneath, and we're going to do it on this part, and we're going to do it on this part, and then I'm going to start adding some really fine, super detailed work with the plastic card. That is what this episode's going to be all about, right? So, bear with me a second.
I don't know what they've done to my sound.
What have they done to your sound, Rasta?
Yeah.
It's only JR. Why is there no sound on the telly, my brother? We can't get the sound to come on so we can hear people's lovely donations and things.
They've tinkered over the weekend and I can't get it in.
So that I can thank people as they do it. Right. So they didn't touch it.
He didn't touch it.
They're holding their hands up. Let me have a drink, guys. I've got a dry mouth.
Wow.
Did you know James has got hair?
Which James?
James, like steroids James.
Steroid James. Yeah, he's got hair.
I didn't know. I was insulting Ash on Sunday, as I do.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I says, you look like an Ethiopian James, only with a tan. And he went, James has got hair. I went, shut up, James ain't got no hair. And I walked round, and as it happens, James has got hair.
Yeah, he has.
And I spent the day congratulating James on his hair. Because this is the first time in like 3 years I noticed James has got hair.
What did you think?
I'd mentally removed his hair.
Really?
Yeah, he was as bald as you and Ash. Sorry.
Nobody's
Sorry.
as bald as me.
Right, random Hamey, right. Then we got this guy James at the store. And he's built like a brick outhouse, right, isn't he? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's because he takes a lot of body enhancing drugs. He doesn't. But he doesn't. But I like to wind him up with it. And I call him, and he listens. He does listen to Royd music. It's true.
Well, that is true.
Yeah, right.
It's
So
definitely Royd music.
that's why he's called steroids. Right. So
It's angry, definitely.
simple thing we're going to start with. I'm going to let's start up the top. Right. Let's start doing some plating up here. And if we get a high coin holder, who's that? Oh yeah, Bengar. Hi Bengar. Hi brother. Bengar won a coin, man, with 4 Star Vipers, everyone.
Did he actually get the coin?
No, there was no coins, John. I forgot to bring them,
Ben.
didn't I? Everyone goes, oh, Rasta, have you got your coins? No, sorry.
I've got a big pile of them here now.
Yeah, great. Good for you, John. Thanks for leaving them here for me.
That's all right.
And not leaving me in the
Make a
lurch.
collage out of them.
You're making a what out of them?
Collage.
So this is plasticard. This is quite thick, actually. And the top is, I haven't got as much as a clearance. So let me see if
Is
I
that
got...
what you gave him instead of the coin? A 2p
We gave him a 2. It was, what year is it from, though, Bengar? Because if you haven't got the right year, I'm testing you now. We're not letting you back in. Remember, I told you.
Yeah, September is the last chance to win a coin.
Captain Rex
2005.
watches the prize givings. You helped him out there, Captain Rex. That's not good. So now this is really thin. Like, look at
There's a few
this.
of them come out with it now.
Look at how thin that is, right? Really thin. It's like, it's proper thin. And I am running out of plastic cards. I've got to restock. So all I'm doing here is, because I've been clearly cutting bits out of this, is I'm going to give myself a new straight edge. Okay. Now, Swan Morton blade. This is a bit dead. I should change this now, actually.
No, the tickets aren't up yet, Matt. We'll try and get them up this week.
And the dates for September are the 6th,
7th,
7th and 8th. 7th and 8th. So, Clive, try and change your hotel bookings, mate. I'm sure you can change all your bookings, bro. Even the cupcakes. Right, so now all I'm going to do, this is a straight panel, so I'm going to cut a rectangle. Let's have a look what we got here. Let's measure up. So I use this little steel ruler.
Ben's saying it's 2006. You're all wrong.
So 7mm is what I want to cut at, which is just slightly narrower than the width of this, but then it will give me that, you see that edge detail that's already there. Right, so 7mm. Was that 7? Or was that 1 point? No, 12mm, forget me. Sometimes you should just look at the ruler and not what comes out of my mouth. So nice sharp pencil. Let's get a bit more in screen. In fact, let's just try doing that a bit. That's better. Because so this weekend, I can't see the chat right. What's this? You got to read stuff out to me, John, a little bit.
Ben got 4 Vipers is amazing fun to fly, but by God, your brain melts. And the 2006 thing is me heckling in my own way. Okay.
Stop heckling, Bengar, because that coin can, as quick as you got it, can be taken away from you. So most plastic cards, gentle cut, and it will snap. Right, I need to square that one edge up as well. I need to know that I've got some proper 90-degree edges.
Death Revive just tipped £5.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you, Mark. So guys, if you want to donate, John will chuck a link up, and you got an awesome Sith Infiltrator as a prize. And it's going to be 500 spondoolies to enter, unlimited tickets. Right, so let's measure it this way. So this is 1.8 centimetres. So am I still in shot? Let's move up a bit. 1.8 centimetres.
Not yet, Paul.
What's that?
He's asking about the weekend streams not been uploaded to YouTube yet.
They're on Twitch though. You should be able to watch them on Twitch.
They are on Twitch, yeah.
Get yourself on Twitch, Paul. YouTube so
Actually,
last
no,
year.
I think the YouTube ones might be up there.
Again, snap and break. Right, so I've got.
Yes, Mark, the tickets will go up this week sometime. September.
I've got a nice panel piece that's going to fit there. Same now. I've got this little. That little shape. So I'm using my pencil. Let's cut that piece out. Right, now when you're doing stuff like this and you're trying to fit, you're always better undercutting, going, checking, coming back and cutting a bit more. Because you can always take off, you can't put back. So let's have a look. Okay, so I hit it perfectly first time. Excuse me. Damn, I'm such a show off. Right, now, before I'm not going to stick this down. Now, what I want to do is I want to think about. Thank you, Simran. Simran messaged me. Right, Simran brought one of my dial covers, and he asked me to do an Anakin for him. And he says, "Can you make him a bit paler? I want him to look a bit evil." Did him this Anakin, and then the other day before the tournament, I got a message. I haven't answered you back yet, my brother, but thank you for the message. I did see it, and he says, "What did you do to that dial?" He says, "You've like blessed it or something." He says, "Because since I've had that dial, I can't be beaten. I've even won tournaments and stuff." So you're wicked, man. If it brings you luck and it's good for you, that's what matters. So let's have a look at this. Let's try and do something reminiscent of, you can look at detail that's already been done to give yourselves a few ideas of the sort of patterns we want to put in it. But let's if I did I'm going to start drawing some lines. I'm going to get the pattern of where I want the panels. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up into sections. And then I'm going to glue them in sections, leaving these panel edges. Right? So be prepared to be a little bit patient in this one for me, because it's going to take a little time. So now I'm trying to mirror this this pattern that we've got going on here.
Simran says, new tier for dials, unpainted, painted and blessed. Blessed painted.
Blessed painted.
Yeah.
Right, how far was that?
Alan's got his Ahsoka today.
Everyone
awesome.
should have the last of their dials today. They all went out first class, recorded on Saturday.
Thank you for the sub, Tartan James.
Thank you, Jamez.
Don't forget, if you've got Amazon Prime, you get a Twitch Prime subscription as part of that. It'd be really great if you applied it to our channel.
And if you don't use it on our channel, I'm going to come round your house and just do something bad to you. It's a threat.
Alex just tipped £10.
What? Dude? I love you, bro. You didn't have to do that, though. Love him. What else do I want to do? Do I want to do anything else there? I'm not happy with that line. That line's a bit rich.
Shogun's donated 50 bits.
Thank you, everyone. Right. Now, as I cut this, I want this to be... I don't know if I want that at the front. I don't want that line at the front. I'm going to cut these side parts.
I wish I could get my sound working again.
It's upsetting me too.
Yeah. I don't know why that's not doing it. Maybe the sound's down on that monster or something.
Is there like a button?
That means you'd have to press buttons though, George.
I can press a button, John.
Can you press the right one though?
I don't know, John. Tell me which
I'm
one
not
to
sure
press.
Which one it is. I'm not entirely sure it didn't come from this monster before.
Right. So 2 pieces cut out. Now, what I want to do is I want to create enough of a gap that we got a panel line. So this is really fine.
Zeech82 just subscribed. Thank you very much.
Can you see what I've just cut? Look. Right. So that's just trimming that edge. So that when I put that back, there's going to be a tiny little shadow gap. Right. Now, I'm also going to do some work on this piece. We're going to do that to all these pieces. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, on this original design, on the Millennium Falcon, even on this, we have little notches and little bits of interesting detail that's been cut in. So we're going to do that too. Because that's not beyond our skills. I'm going to show you how it can be. So a little cut. Thank you, Bengar. Remember, guys, when you donate, you get 1 sponduli for each penny. And now cut that way. Now, be careful you don't cut into... You want to kind of push straight on it. Sorry, can you see? Do you see how my knife's just like that? I'm using the tip. And then look. So I cut 2 ways. Let's see if I can get that up a little bit on my finger. You see that little notch out? So that's mirroring the detail that's already on the Millennium Falcon. Alright, let's do one next to it. See if you can see. So I'm cutting in, same depth, same sort of width. Turn my piece, and then I'm going to try and watch on the monitor. So then push, just use that little width for the tip of the blade. Look, and that piece has come out again. Okay, so I'm going to carry on doing that.
Bengar sending a thank you to everybody who supported him over the last couple of months.
Oh, dude, you're welcome, mate. Let's get a couple more done on this. They don't have to be in the same places or like to match the other side. It can all be a little bit random. But because we're adding this sort of detail to the pieces we're adding, once we're all done and in primer coat, you ain't going to be able to tell. This is, any of you guys can do this, right? This is just patience work. That's all this is about, being patient, taking your time, getting the work done. So again, I'm going to start putting a few of these notches in. Oh, nearly. Did you see that? I nearly got my peanuts stabbed.
You nearly gave yourself a vasectomy there.
Don't use big words, John. You know I don't understand them. Right, so...
Do you want to describe what they do, George?
What, a vasectomy?
Yeah.
They peel it back like a banana and they tie it into a little bow, don't they?
Now the nurse says, "Hold that back, Mr. Salisbury." And the doctor comes at you with a knife.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'd be going at the doctor with a knife. Leave my plums alone. Sorry, I'm a bit quiet. It's really, you have to concentrate. So, this weekend, there was loads and loads of separatists, which was a first. Lots of these, like, annoying, broken, in my opinion, droid swarms. The ones with these grappling struts, and everyone's got missiles, and we've got bombs, and they were what I struggled with this weekend, apart from my world champion son, who was just awesome. And I was just clearly not as good as him at X-Wing. That's all there is to it. As much as I'd like to say there was another reason, he's just amazing at the game. Yeah, I certainly didn't like them. I did notice the meta had like a big response to Gen Con, what happened at Gen Con, which is weird for us, to be honest. We sort of had our own different little meta, but it was definitely very reminiscent of what was going on out there. I mean, did you guys see anything different in your local areas that you're gaming at the moment? I know it's only last week, but yeah, horrible little things they were. Yeah, I proper told Laszlo off. I was like, I don't like your list. Don't you bring it back. Right, so we got some pieces there. Let's put it all back together, that little puzzle. So, see that? Even that little bit you could use, we can reuse that. Because it's a nice little square. So did I cut that out? No, I haven't. So I haven't actually trimmed that.
Someone says he was flying CLT OB post Gen Con.
Who says that?
Simran.
Yeah, you're special, Simran. They all copy you, bro.
He said he flew against gender Inquisitors. Nasty list.
The Inquisitor's a good little chassis, man. I think really good little chassis. Okay, lovely.
Flawless right. Tried Jedi today. Really like them.
Yeah, I've got to try them out. Simeon's been going on at me to try it. Right, so glue. I always put it on top of. Look, it's just on top of like this. It can be on top of anything. A Pringles lid, whatever. But I'm not putting it on my Pringles lid because I want to take my Pringles home.
Grammy 1508. Who's Grammy 1508?
Chris Bremner.
Oh, really?
Hey, Chris. Go on, read them out to me, John.
I've been on COVA Fin 2 Regen T70s and it was great.
Yeah, the quad resistance list's really strong, these new ones. Really strong list. So I'm going to start with this middle section first, right? I hope you're going to be able to see this because I am sticking white on white, but that's just the way it is. Well, let's get that under there. So look, I've knocked my camera again. That's what I've done. I've closed my field of view to where I'm not working. So a bit of glue and then on my cocktail and I'm smearing it nice and evenly. You don't want massive lumps of glue because it will come out the sides. Right, now this is super glue, so you do want to try and get it where you want it before you kind of secure it.
Simran saying Fin is outrageous.
Oh, come on. No. Come on, don't stick. Don't. There you go. Gotcha. So you can start... I hate that it's white on white, John. Is it as blurred, is it as whited out on your monitor as mine?
I don't think it's quite as bad, but it's not great.
I should have got like multicoloured plastic card. They don't do it though, you know.
Matt says, do you only use super glue or do you use plastic?
I don't like using plastic glue.
Solvents?
I don't like using plastic glues on stuff like this, no. Because I can get bits apart with super glue. I can't get bits apart with plastic glue. Oh, it's so good. When you start, let me try it here. Look at that. When you start plating up this stuff and you start putting on, like, when you get all the new panel lines over your rough work, this is how you genuinely build flatline models. You need to deconstruct all ideas and think of them in layers. The most simple form first, followed by more complicated forms as you're going. But ultimately, they're really simple generic shapes just stacked on top of each other. Okay.
So Matt says you can get plastic card in black.
Okay. That's probably a great idea that I get a rook of...
That would be good for the stream. It'd probably work a little bit better. In fact, you could alternate black and white.
We've got
prime it anyhow.
I wouldn't want to do that, but if I could just buy black,
yeah,
because you don't want to ever stick to paint. You want to stick to plastic.
Yeah.
Because potentially the paint will unadhere.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's not actually stuck to...
I was thinking after you'd actually built up, so you've got different layers of black plastic.
Right, no, yeah, I understand.
Yeah. And then because at the end, it all becomes the same colour anyhow, don't it?
Let me just a little bit unstuck there. I just need to put a little bit of glue.
But we're not going to be doing this every week, are we?
No. But you know what? It's a really good idea because I will be doing more conversions, and actually being able to show you guys really easily what's going on. There's going to be lots of white on white. I am going to do some white on these original colours, so it will be easier to see. But you can see now, look what we're starting to do. And in fact, while I quickly got them, here's a bit I cut out. So see that little rectangle I cut out? I know it's so tiny. Now I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to go to my glue.
Yeah, I think Paul's right there. I was happy to see up close yesterday the Falcon A-wing you did recently. Photos really don't do them justice.
No, it never will. It never ever will. So now I'm just putting this on there. So can you guys see? Let's try and get it. Let's see. Again, look. Little bit of detail. Same bit of detail. Yeah. So all we're doing is we're starting to add these tiny little cues. I'm going to do some pipes on this in a bit, but I'll show you in a minute.
Right, so I've got a Falcon sat on the shelf waiting for an armoured central cockpit, so the stream's gone. I believe you did a Falcon.
I have an armoured... next week I'll bring you my armoured central cockpit Falcon. It's from the YT 1300 Haynes Owner's Manual.
Yeah.
And it was used to travel in hostile atmospheres.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it was completely enclosed cockpit. There was no glass, and it was all piloted through sensors and screens inside.
Right.
So really cool. I'm glad that you guys know that. Let me just have a little bit. Thank you, Tartan James. So
makes him the stream boss, I believe, doesn't it?
He is. Yeah. Why don't you just chuck them up the picture just for a few minutes, just to show them what they're all donating on.
That's a good idea. That should be up, anyway.
It should be up, shouldn't it? You got a slightly smaller version though than you had.
Yeah. Yeah,
love you. Right, so done that bit, and I'm going to start moving on exactly the same principle, just to these sides. Right, so I want to cover that. You might actually see this. Now, where's that same bit of plastic card I've just used? Now we're looking at roughly 3 mil. So we just cut a little 3 mil. In fact, we could cut them this way.
It's quite heavy as well, the ship you're giving away, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's die cast.
It's die cast, right? The base is die cast. The conversion parts are plastic, so it's proper nice, man. Proper nice ship. And let's get to 12. Right, let's go 3, 6, 9. And let's do the same on that side. 3, 6, 9. You don't have to cut all the way through. You can multiple times go over it, but I honestly think you're better off just doing it like this. Score lines, and then snap, snap.
So whole farm
Snap.
date of September. I'm just confirming that.
You what, mate?
The date for September.
Oh, testing the size that we've cut. It's actually probably a little bit big. Can you see? Because we want to have this going on. See how we've got this drop in detail. So I'm going to shave some off of this piece. Let's do that now. Simple expedient of using the flat of the knife and just pushing down. When they're new blades, look, you can see how beautifully they cut, right? And you need to be working on a cutting mat, not on the dinner table. That's a bit better. You can see now. You see how we've got this detail? I'm actually going to trim a very tiny bit more off of it, because we've got this detail. Very tiny bit more. Lovely. Right, so.
Yeah, the date for September is the 7th, 8th.
So I'm going to get this angle cut first, mirroring what's there. Sorry, you see that? So just using my knife as I get down there. And then see this cut I've got here? That's where I'm going to cut this piece of plastic. I'm going to mirror out that panel line. That's a great tip when you're doing stuff like this, when you're working round. So because you can see that actually in this light, because I've got this panel line detail, I'm going to follow it over the side. It just gives it, I don't know, something. I don't know, I might be overcomplicating things. Yeah, Mr. P's. Mr. P asked on the stream if he could come to a tournament, and his wife said no, and then she felt guilty and she said yes, so he came. That's quite cool. Or
it was quite a last minute thing. I saw the
it was JR saying to his wife, "Can he come?"
Really?
Yeah, and then she went no, and then she went, "Go on then." And he was like, "Okay, thank you."
And he jumped in his car.
Jumped in his car and drove. Was it 4 hours? Oh my God! It's Mr. And there now.
Yeah, if that's any of you trying to phone the shop right now, we're not answering.
Yeah. Put the phone down, you reprobates.
No, they'll all be trying it now.
What, to ring us?
Yeah,
That'd be quite funny if they did.
Still waiting for my pizza from Lee Dalton.
I'd actually eat it. I'd even pick the pineapple if I'm proper starving. I tried to get dinner before the show. There's a chip shop across the road for those of you that have been here. And it ain't my favourite type of food at all, but I thought, yeah, I'll just quickly get something. Never seen a queue like it. For over half an hour, I kept going back. This queue, think it got any shorter? Never got no shorter. So I haven't eaten nothing since yesterday. Proper starving.
I had a Thai curry before coming down.
All right, thanks, John.
That's all right, mate.
It's really, I bet you it was tasty, wasn't it? Filling.
Homemade and everything.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, good. Yeah. I had some gruel on my own in a corner, and afterwards I washed myself in coal.
I even had the kids' leftovers.
Oh, good for you, John.
Yeah.
Good, thanks for that.
Grown boy.
Cheers, John. So there we go. As simple as that, right? Suddenly it just mirrored that and that. I don't need to put any cuts. It's kind of mirroring exactly what's going on here. Don't want to overdo things. And that's kind of starting to build up. Look at it. Look at what's going on, right, guys? Let's do a little bit more. Let's just take a little bit. This is how I build sometimes. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I want to add something. So just cut a rectangle. Let's get a bit of glue. Where do I want this rectangle to go? I think I'm going to have this rectangle just there.
Should we play a game?
Go on.
Should we say the first person to ring our phone and actually say their Twitch name gets 500 Spondoodles?
Do it. Right. On the count of 3, first person to phone Weekend
all
Warlords
you got to say.
and tell us. All you got to do, don't say one other word apart from your Twitch name.
Yeah.
Gets 500 spondoolies.
They might rush in for the phone.
We're waiting. No, not as many as I'd thought.
No.
His daughter, not. There we go. Hey, go on. Who is it? Who's going to be first? This is so good. This is so good.
Hello. Oh, well done. You won 500 spondoolies, dude.
Hang up on them.
See ya.
Who was it?
Tartan James.
Hey! I bet he's got it on his speed dial.
Yeah, you have now.
Tartan James just got 500 spondoolies. Wicked. We're definitely doing that again.
Yeah.
That was awesome fun. It was like a phone in. So yeah, I put that little rectangle on there. It does look like a little rectangle. Now I'm going to put another tinier, littler rectangle on the rectangle.
What's going on?
Let's get a bit of blue.
There you go, dude. 500 spondoolies.
There you go, look. Right, let's get a little bit in here. I want a bit to go in there. I know I need to...
Did you have to look up the phone number, James, or did you know it? Must have to look it up, surely.
No, I've got it in my phone.
Have you?
Yeah, on speed dial. Not on speed dial, but on like... Yeah, you're in my memory.
He's got quick fingers and Google. Yeah, very good.
So, we have got a picture from Captain Rex as well, actually, of one of Captain Rex's conversions. I forgot about that. We should show them.
Yeah.
I must say, Captain Rex, I do approve, because you might have used some of my favourite wings on this conversion.
Put that up there, else Captain Rex's.
How cool's that? Really love that. I love the unbalancedness as well of that one side's got the claw thing and the other side's got the gun.
Yeah.
I love the design behind it, and that actually the wings look really, really good on it.
That's sometimes it
Weird.
plays with your OCD a bit to make something unbalanced, doesn't it? But it can look really cool.
It can look very, very cool, and actually look more like real design. Oh bugger! Sorry, moved out of shot. Right.
Captain Rex says it's the Leviathan to go with the Kraken with the swept wings.
Don't mention Kraken to me. Love that stuff.
It's very addictive, isn't it?
It's ruining my life though, my liver. My new favourite game when I'm alone and a bit lonely. Generally last week while Scarlett was away for 10 days. Not last week, the week before, where I was like, I can't cope, I haven't got my daughter. Drunk Lego building. It's hilarious. You can't start until you've had number 3 Kraken.
Right.
Because at number 1 and 2 you can kind of do it.
Yeah.
But at 3, you have to have 3, pour 4, and then start. So funny. So seriously, my plan is within 24 months, 18 months really, I'm going to have a whole new studio built in my house, in my front room. And I'm going to fit webcams. That's the plan, 5 webcams. And do like live streaming of what I do day to day. Let people see me drawing, do like 3 days a week. That's the future. But yeah, why not, man?
Very cool.
Might be able to get John involved. Well, John will have to be involved. Otherwise, it'll be me with some webcams not plugged into anything. Right? But yeah, why not? Why wouldn't it be? I was actually thinking that one of my streams would be one night a week. I invited someone from the X-Wing world to my house. We drink Kraken whilst playing X-Wing, which is streamed, and you've got shots of us, and we just talk about X-Wing and stuff. So you kind of get like a Markle Parkinson while we're getting drunk and making mistakes on the table. Right, so you can see what I've done there. Look at the difference, right? From a bland, flat bit of plastic card to a detailed, interesting thing to look at. I'm not finished. I want to put some pipes, right? In fact, do you know what? I'll do it now. I'm on this side. Let's do it. Now I'm going into me bits. Where's me? Let's try and get this in camera. Look.
Death Advice, which says that we should stream you trying to set up your cameras.
Oh, don't be stupid. Honest, you lot have got no idea how bad I am at technology. Properly no idea. Pipes. Yeah, pipes, you'll see. Now look. Look, I'll show you. Look on the top of this Millennium Falcon, right? Look how it's got a detail like this. It's got these tubes, little bits coming out of engine pipe, all this stuff, right? I want to add some of that, and that's what I'm going to do. And all that is a different profile of plastic card. So look what I've got here. You can see in shot. I have got like flat, I've got rounds, and they're all different thicknesses and dimensions and so on and so forth. Look how teeny weeny that little circle is.
Yeah. They do an amazing array of stuff.
Right, it's proper teeny weeny. So I can use that to cut it. I can use it. It's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use it. Look at that. And I've suddenly got this round bit of detail. But what I want to do, you don't remember, guys, you don't have to have an explanation for everything that you're building. You just have to make things look interesting and draw the eye, and that makes you want to paint them. Now look, I've got this piece of, which is like a rectangle shape. You can see if it's about 1 millimetre thick.
Right. Look out, Ryder just tipped £5.
Thank you guys. John will chuck that link up as well for those of you that don't know how to do it. Tonight's giveaway is the Sith Infiltrator. Oh, where you gone? Where you gone? Lost it. That'll happen. They sometimes want to go home. I don't like that cut. Some cuts are better than other on the plastic when you're using stuff like this. Alright, let's try that. So I've got a little thing, and it's got some... Let's have a look if it's big enough for that. I'm going to get it a tiny bit bigger than that. Tiny bit bigger cut. There we go. Right. Now let's get that glued. Because this is going to be where they're going to. This is going to be the stop end, I think, there. If you noticed, I'm picking all my bits up with the tip of my knife. It's not holding yet. It will hold. That's how I do most of the model making, is with the tip of the Swan Morton. It's sharp enough. Right, so let's put some pipe in. So I'm going to do like they do on most models. I'll do one pipe and then another one next to it, but one's going to be longer than the other. So they look like they're feeding into the body. So let's trim this end off first. Let's just go for that long, and then let's cut another flat edge, and let's go for that long. Right, now on one end, because this is going into the body, so to speak, you want to create the trick of the eye. Where's my little thing? There it is. You just want to, instead of add that flat cut, you want to kind of smooth off that end a little bit. So it looks like that tube is not just going to nowhere, it looks like it's actually going into the body. Do you know what I'm saying? You're taking off the severeness of that cut. So let's get that stuck on. Okay. What's that?
There's gone. There, that's straight. Sorry if the lighting is
set off your epilepsy.
Fluctuating a bit, guys. Our strip light above us has just gone.
Right, I actually want a longer one next to it. I didn't realise that was that short. Let's try that long. Right. It is weird without the sound on the monitor.
Yeah.
Feels weirdly quiet.
Yeah, it's quite nice when we hear them.
Yeah, and all that. Yeah. Oh, me say you're a humble servant, sir.
Yeah. What glue do you use?
It is Army Painter at the moment.
But pretty much any super glue, really.
Any good, decent super glue. Don't
yeah.
go and buy one of those cheap, 2-penny jobbies, because they really are rubbish. That you get from like the pan shop, 5 tubes for £1. It's just not good super glue. So I'll put a little bit of detail at the end of that wipe, and that one's going into the bodywork. Nice, look. Right, and also because I'm now starting to go on to the new and old, you're marrying up the pieces. Right, I'll show you as well. Same, this sort of stuff. It's so thin that if you want to bend it, you can bend it, right? So we don't have to just do straight shapes. I find that with the heat of my hand and with my nails, you have to be careful. Sometimes it doesn't work and you do snap it, but you can get it to... So look, we can start putting in pipes go into different places. I actually do want a pipe there, so I'm going to try and put a second bend. It's the heat of my fingers, right? I know you can't really see, but look. A lot of my friends in the model making community used to hate me for this because I could do it without snapping the plastic. So I can run something up the body of a spaceship. I'm going to do that with this because I want to start to cover up this imperfection here of where these 2 bits of model meet.
Yeah, it sort of joins the 2 halves together.
Yeah, it does sort of join the 2 halves together.
I must admit, I find, we said this last time, super glue really hard to use, but you really make it work for you.
I'm not sure where people are struggling with super glue, to be honest.
It just never seems to go off very fast for me.
You may be using too much.
Yeah, that's possibly what it is. Adrian Face 44 tipped £5. Thank you very much.
Well, new name. Thank you, guys. Thank you very, very much. At 120, we will be giving you that Sith Infiltrator. Someone will be winning that at the end of this show. Right, let's get my tweezers. Right, this is quite fiddly.
Yeah, Random Hayes right. That's so cool. Them engines need fuel somehow. X-Wing Tavern Wars, £10. Thank you.
Whoa, Tavern Wars. Thank you, dude.
I think I need to dump my cheap super glue and try a branded one.
Yeah, honestly, you are like... It's a false economy with things like that. And so just the pressure there is bending that bit of plastic down with the glue, and you just hold it for a few seconds. You'll get the nice tight contact. And look, it's done. I don't get what people struggle with super glue. Super glue's like easy glue. Let's cut that, and I'm trimming back to exactly where I want it now that I've got a fit.
See, like that little bit there, you've just stuck on with super glue, and then if I tried to trim it with a knife, it would pop straight off.
Nah, of course not. Sausage.
Is that just me?
I'll show you the kung fu, John.
Yeah.
I'll teach you super glue kung fu.
The super glue kung fu.
Super glue fu.
Yeah.
So a little bit. It's a bit thicker. This. I'm gonna cut a bit of detail into it because I've got something in my head. So straight cuts. I made a little L. Can you see? But then I'm also going to put a chamfer on one of the edges, so it don't have to be straight cuts. Bit of a 45 degree. It'll all add to when you're painting it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, where you've changed the actual angle. It's not always just square edges. So that's going on the end of that.
I mean, that's always been something that's quite good with G-dub models, is that they get the extra little bits of detail in there, don't they?
Yeah,
It
you
just
really
makes
got
it
to.
interesting.
So this is the same rod I just used for the pipes. Now slice. I'm sure you guys have seen this in other streams. Those of you that are new to the streams, this is how I'm going to do a little bit of riveting. So you will lose these, and you want to pick the best of them. Some of them you'll cut, they won't be flat. Don't want to use those. So I'm just going to put that on there, just a little, I don't know what you call it. Okay, nice little gribbly bit of detail. I'm going to put something else at the top here to meet it. Another bit of that. I like this stuff. About the right thickness. So let's do one like that.
And don't forget, guys, this has all got to be primed and painted as well.
Oh yeah, we are just purely, you guys are watching flatline model sculpting. So there's kind of like that freeform sculpting that all your figures will be, with your capes and your clothes and your faces, and that will be done primarily from some sort of modelling putty, green stuff, super sculpey, all that sort of stuff. But this is how you build vehicles, or traditionally how you would have built vehicles. Anything flatline, this is called. So that edge is not quite cut flat. It's fiddly, but it's really fun. And it's very satisfying when you like manage to make something out of what really is nothing. Nice. So we're starting to overlay. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to make this model feel like something else. I wish I had a tiny thinner bit than that. Do I have any thinners, rounds? Oh, is that thinner? That's thinner. Ever so slightly. Right. So I want to try and do another bend piece. Which can be really hard to marry things up. So we're always test fitting. So we want to cut off a bit on this end. God, that light's doing my noggin in.
Getting a bit of a
Super glue's air effect, that's what it was. Super glue gets a bit rubbishy if it's been open for a while. I get that, but honestly, Matt, this has been open for months. Just keep putting your cover back on, and I really do think people are maybe just buying pretty crappy super glue, if you know what I mean. And it really isn't all the same stuff. Do I want that like that? Yeah, that's fine like that. Yeah, that's fine like that. I sound like my dad, John. Upsets me when that happens. Okay. Let's get that stuck on, and then we can move on to another bit. Now, also, when I do get round to priming this, which none of you are going to see, I'm going to be at home doing that, obviously. Let's get this on first. Now, I'm going to be using Halford's Grey primer, car primer. And that, I can't emphasise enough how much that is part of this conversion. Halford's Grey car primer, it's like a filler primer. And there will be several coats of that primer that go on this model. And in between there will be areas that get sanded and get cleaned, because I will have noticed an imperfection, or I will have noticed a gap. It does help to fill and level So when you are doing stuff like that, if you can get hold of some of that, or a good car primer, grey, I use grey car primer. I genuinely recommend it as a good idea. Nearly there. Now also, right, so you can then mix media over the top of that. So if you wanted to put like a little clip, you know, like a piece going over, just get a bit of green stuff. In fact, I'm going to do it. I'm trying to show you as many different ways of adding detail. So, green stuff, 2-part epoxy putty. Wet blade, I shouldn't have done that. Just ignore that, I put it in my mouth. Sorry, John. Normally you'd cut out the centre join, but this is quite new. So I haven't had any problems with that. You can buy it now where it doesn't join, which is really cool.
Yeah. We're looking into getting some of that.
Tuesday, make an ass fit Wednesday, real fun. That sounds like a Thingy Bob song. I watched Rasta on Monday. I tried a bit of conversion on Tuesday. I was making movies by Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? On Thursday and Friday, and I played a tournament on Saturday.
We'll
perfect.
write the lyrics.
We'll write the
Craig
song.
David, yeah.
Craig David. That's an English thing. No one American will get that. So, bit of green stuff. Now, green stuff's properties. When it's mixed fresh, it's really sticky and wet and really soft. When it is going hard, you can do things as it cures. So look at this stuff on the side. Let's try and get you a bit of... So this is flat architectural detail done with green stuff. You can see it, right? You can see this. I use these things, clay shapers. And I use metal. And this was done at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. There is still give, right? But as it gets harder, and I'm not talking about leaving it till 8 o'clock at night, but an hour, 2 hours afterwards, 2 hours really, it gets to this point where you can really tighten and you can really start to push and really make those edges like as flat as you can imagine. And it's done originally at the start. You get the right height with the clay shapers, but as they get harder, you can go and you push and it like compacts and goes like little straight bits of plastic, no different. So I'm going to do that over this bit of pipe. I've taken a little bit. Now, this is quite important, this, because I don't want to have to cut too much off that's over the pipe. Let's get myself a little sausage. What? Proper bow?
Yeah, proper bow.
Right. Now I'm looking for an even part of this. So that's about right. And I'm going to go over there. Right, so clay shaper. Look, moisture, God's moisture. Make it flat on the top. Now watch. Now pinch with this part of the clay shaper. Turn it. Pinch with this part of the clay shaper. Take your knife. Moisten in water, not in my mouth. I didn't put it in my mouth. Cut through the green. Again, cut through the green. Knife. Take away excess green. Right? Take away excess green. This is how it works when it's fresh. It only does this fresh. Right? And then you can just tighten the squareness of the edge very gently at first because it's very wet and very soft. But these clay shapers have very slight give. So they allow you to create this smooth, perfect piece that you guys are probably going to struggle when you're trying to use a sculpting tool to do. But the sculpting tool, you can come back and tighten with it when it's had a chance to cure. There you go. So you've got like this perfectly flat bit going over the top. So this is debuffing how hard these things are. There's different ways of doing things, adding detail, adding layers, and you're using different medium, right? Medium is plastic, green stuff. That's probably why green stuff sticks to my eyes. Yeah, moisture. Dip it in a glass of water. So for example, you can work green stuff just on plastic, and you wet the whole plastic first, then put the green stuff down, and it almost just creates, and you can kind of peel it off as a cape, if you know what I'm saying, a great big flat piece of green stuff. So we've done some nice detail on the top. I'm liking that. I'm liking it a lot. Let's add a little bit more on the top, a little bit of secondary bit of detail with some of this thin flat. So, and because we got different thicknesses, you're still doing the same shapes, but because you're changing the thickness of the piece of plastic you're using, that also adds something to it. So when you're buying this stuff, when you're going out and getting yourself stocked up with plastic, you really do want to look at lots and lots of variety. There you go, nice little bit of detail, and then let's put anything else I want to do on the top. Any more details anywhere? For the time being, that's all right. We'll go underneath, I think, and do some more under there. We'll talk about this same area. We're going to start doing. Let's do the side with the gun. Right, so I made that former, which is a rough template of this piece of plastic. I did increase this bit slightly after I did it, but I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to use that to trace onto a piece of flat plastic, and then I may well actually do some scoring on the underneath, so show you a new technique, something like that. We'll see. Let me have a vape. John, why don't you chuck up that link for the beautiful giveaway? If we don't hit stretch goal this week, guys, it will carry on to
from the same point.
The same point the next time I stream. So don't sweat it, anyone that's donated. Oh, God, talking a lot. I need a drink. Right. Let's cut former.
It should be streaming tomorrow night.
Yeah, games tomorrow night, guys. I think I might have to try out Simeon's list.
You run the same list both days.
He hasn't run a different. He thought of the list 4 weeks ago, and then there's one every or 2 months ago, and then there's one every tournament he's been to with it, and lost one game out of 19.
One game out of 19.
One game out of 19, and I'm sure it was because of some fluke event. Do you know what I mean? Rather than.
Somebody needs to win bones off Tim, that's true.
Oh, don't worry, I'll have that soon. He got lucky when I tried to get it off him, and you know he did, everyone. If you watch that stream. Tim's not that good. Right, so... See? I'm going to cut another one out of this nice thin plastic. Let's find a happy space somewhere where it fits. So guys, if you guys are inspired like Captain Rex to try some of it, I know some of you don't. I know some of you just enjoy watching this. Send us your pictures to Weekend Warlords. Is that right?
Sales at weekendwarlords.co.uk.
Sales at weekendwarlords.
If you want to email us,
.co.uk.
Message the Facebook page.
Yep.
Neither Rasta Maice Painting or Weekend Warlords.
Absolutely.
Facebook pages.
So let's get this. I want to mount the gun, so I need to get this panelling done. It was originally going to go in the middle, but I don't like it, and I'll end up putting something else over that as well. But that's where the old magnet mount was.
Matt Skywalker Coles, thanks so much for my Anakin and Ahsoka dials.
Oh, dude, it was a pleasure. Thank you for being patient. Hope they bring you as much luck as they've brought Simran. So I'm going to test out my bit, because it'll inevitably be slightly different. because I've used like a little template, and there's going to be that extra width for the blade and that. So it's this that needs cutting down. And that's right, I want this to be slightly less, so that once I start cutting it out, I've got a bit of give on it. That's about right though, it's about perfect. Right, so first thing I'll do is trim this edge. There we go. So I've got a difference in the panel lines, like you see stepping up. I want that again. I don't want too much, but I do want it. Okay, let's check that. Always back and forward, that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, and sorry guys, I didn't run Dengar this month. I wish I had though. It's always the way, you always got so many things you want to try. I did put the red and blue ships that you just saw a little while ago though on the table, and that was kind of why I did it this month. I took the list I took is I wanted the little blue A-wing on the table. Jake was amazing. Jake in one game that I played, PS4, killed Sontier Fell in one shot with a proton rocket. And the turn after, put himself in a position to put the killing blow into Darth Vader without manoeuvre. It's so good. This is such a legend. Hey, I'm like 40 points and I'm going to kill your whole list. Such a legend. What are they saying? It was versus Ian legit means nothing.
Nice,
he did die a lot on Saturday. Saturday was extended. Saturday I couldn't keep him alive. I genuinely think Jake is much better with Prockets. I think I'll play him differently. Yeah, lovely, perfect. Perfect.
I like this picture. I'll put it up on a set. It's a good one.
What, people sending you pictures as we're doing it?
Yeah.
You really? I love them. I do love them, these people.
This is from Rattler.
Not Stephen Turner.
No. Give me a second.
Yeah, model in hand is always something. Next year's System Open, I don't think I'm playing. I think I'm going to be just exhibiting my artwork. So if you're coming to next year's System Open in the UK, we'll be bringing a lot of the ships that you've seen on stream and that kind of been made famous on the internet. So you guys can actually get them and look at them and have hold of them.
This is Rattler as he's watching you on a Monday night. It's got everything. It's got you on the phone.
So Rattler, you're doing everything right there. All I'd say is your next investment, bro, make it one of these. Make it a Swan Morton handle and 10A scalpel blades. Like, they're great, I get what you're doing, but this is a lot thinner still and a lot better for what you're working on. But look at that.
They are super sharp.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, that's cool.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I like what he's done there where he's taken out the centre section and used other bits.
Thank you, Doddy's Gaming.
Oh, thank you, Doddy. I love it. It's like Inception. You can see the picture of us being watched.
Yeah, I know. It's cool, isn't it?
Yay, and we're back. Right, so. Right, so. Right, I'm happy with the difference. And now what I need to do is get my pencil. Where's my pencil gone? There it is. And I'm just going to roughly show myself where the 90 degree is on this, if you know what I mean. In fact, let's go both sides. so that those two lines are okay. Now it's me deciding where I want to put some panel lines in this. Just nearly off screen. I'm coming back, guys. Yeah, that'll be it. Right, so
I'll just check that for you, Dolly. I'll see what's going on there.
what's happened?
I think he's donated, but I think he's donated under the wrong tag. He's just concerned that he's not.
Went off straight then. So cut all the way through when you make a mistake. So then I'm trimming all three edges, just like we did below. On the top, I mean. That's it. I'm gonna put a couple of little notches again, like I did up top. Let's put a couple in this.
I think that should be sorted for you now, Dolly.
What happened then?
You just used different tag to his one that he's actually viewing the stream on and building his points up.
Ah, so he didn't get the spondoos.
So he didn't get 'em.
Okay. Do a couple on the front.
Thank you, Ulfric. It's £10 from Ulfric.
Thank you, brother. You're a legend. Who's gonna? Oh, Ulfric is stream boss.
Ulfric is stream boss.
So if Ulfric isn't knocked off of stream boss at the end of the stream, Ulfric will be getting another 500 spondoolies. What time are we on? Let's open the raffle. Oh, we ain't there yet. Shit, what am I talking about? Sorry, I'm so used to you guys being there. Right, first part. Let's get that stuck on. In fact, should I put a bit on this curve? Let's put a bit on the curve as well. Let's just clean that off. Let's put a couple in this curve. That might help it transition across as well.
Protect Model's got you.
Lee, hello mate. Was he been on the whole time?
I don't know.
I didn't think he was there. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, Lee. And it is for that. Yeah, that's why Lee wants it. I hope he gets it as well. I'd love him to have that. Hello, beautiful man. I missed you, my brother. So, Lee, you know Lee, everyone. Lee's awesome. Big part of the UK community, worldwide community. Right, so let's start doing what we did before. I'm actually going to glue on the underside.
So how would you describe that ship then, George?
What do you mean?
The ship you're giving away.
It's compassionate and caring. It likes long walks in the park. Doesn't like carbs.
I was talking about the ship, not you.
Oh, I love carbs. It clearly wasn't me, John. Hold on a second, brother. Sorry, everyone. Nice, I like it. Do you see that gap between this layer and this layer, that little step down? Same at that top edge, you can see. Actually just gonna slice that slightly. Right, now let's put in this part. You guys can do this, I'm telling you. I want to see you guys doing this stuff. Like, I'm demything it for you. I'm showing you all the tricks. Get out there and have a go at this stuff. So mirroring up that. There you go. Look, it's all happening.
Right, guys, I'm going to start the giveaway.
Right, so in order to enter the giveaway, it is 500 Spondoolies a ticket. You are unlimited to how many tickets you can have, and if you are a subscriber, you will get an extra ticket. It will be drawn at the end of the show. Yeah, Lawless has got just enough. I love that. Do it, babe. Whoa, look at Bengar. Oh, JR's doing all right too. I spent most of mine on Sunday bidding on coasters.
Oh, no, I've just done that one.
What have you done?
I put the wrong email address on.
No, wait a minute. Wrong email address.
No, the giveaway's okay, but
No, not the giveaway. Lawless wanted your email,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. I've just started working at the university again, and I just put the wrong.
Did you put the email for the university?
Well, the second part of it.
Oh yeah, I remember what I wanted to do with this. I'll show you. You'll like it in a second. You'll like it. So I'm going to cut another. So I want to just...
Alex, you go on the space between the exclamation mark and the raffle.
Right, stick that on. Another little layer, because this is where the gun mount's going to be. So we won't know about that.
Wow, that light's really annoying.
Can't we just switch it off?
No, because it's tied into all the shop lights, so I have to turn them all off. But
Is it?
I'm kind of not using them.
Right, because that's where I wanted the gun to go. Now, I've got a magnet on that. I always have magnets on everything. And I'm going to put another magnet there, but I don't want it two magnets off the body, so I'm going to drill a hole. So, it's going to be a 4mm magnet, which I'm using. So this is not a 4mm drill bit, but it's going to give me my pilot, my centre. It's a 4mm woodworking drill bit. I always use my finger with this. This is what I drill out all my dial covers to put the magnets in. So that's why it's got the paper on it. Now, because this has got quite a wide hollow, when you're using a drill bit this big, just gently, if you push too hard, it will bite too deep and cut things out a bit too severely. So gently.
Matt Skywalker Coles, what are the big engine pieces from?
Right, I will talk you through it, my brother. So, both of these are from a Gazanti. And these are actually off the side of the Gazanti. One on each side, it comes apart. And I've cut them in half. There'd be another bit of engine attached to them. These are U-Wings. T65, U-Wing, Kimoglia, Fangfighter, K-Wing, U-Wing again. That's what, and these pipes are the Gazanti. They're the docking clamps for the TIE fighters, which have been cut. Right, so where are we?
Marvin, forgot to ask you on Rasta, what colours do you want your One Love templates in?
Oh, brother, whatever. Absolutely anything, man. Anything at all. Matt made me some cool little like one movement templates with One Love and just give them to me. And so I was giving them to people that I was playing. But I was like, I've got to get you to make some of these so I can have them to give to people. And they're inlaid with 2 different types of acrylic. With the heart was a different type of acrylic.
Yeah.
Yeah, really clever he is. He's a very, very clever man. He's also a gorgeous beast. And I know he loves being called that. So there we go. I'm testing it. It's about the depth I need it to be. Now, this is a big one. Don't get your polarities wrong when you use magnets. It happens all the time.
Chanel Game says it's not off the Sea Rock.
What? Yeah. The engine's a Sea Rock. Oh, did I say Gazanti? Sorry. Yeah, Sea Rock engines. So, bit of glue in the hull. Got to look. I know where my polarity is. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a really good trick, that is.
And then you slide when you're using magnets. Don't try and pull them away. Slide it off. Then you'll get it away quite quickly. I want to make sure that magnet is level. So also Swan Morton's. Oh no, this one is. It's not meant to be magnetic. Maybe they use slightly different ones in the medical trade. This can't be surgical steel then. But anyway. So yeah, magnets in. Simple, expedient. There we go. Guns mounted. So that gives me that balancer and I can play with it. I love doing that. I love pointing my guns. Anyone that ever watched me play Dash Po on stream, if I pointed my gun at you, you were getting hit with 4. That was all there was to it. If I forgot to point my gun at what I was shooting at, I'd hit with nothing. And I believe that so much, it won me euros. Oh, look at how blind I am. Let's put on 2 pairs of glasses.
Yeah, that looks good.
Do you like it? Right, so. Right, no, I really like that. So, nice and simple bit of plating underneath. I'm going to add a few little bits and bobs, like I did on the top. Where are we? Let me have a little vape. Which pair shall I use, John? Let's use this pair.
What is the Canon from?
The Canon, this is off a YT2400. This is a dash gun.
They all got it pretty quick.
Did they? I love it. I love when they do that.
You need a space in there, Shenanigans Gaming, between the raffle and the number 2.
What's that?
The toilet.
Oh, all right. Why did it do that?
I don't know.
No one used it. We have got like phantom pooers. Someone come to our store this weekend and pooed. Right? If you're ever in Weekend Warlords, this is a no poo store. Okay? We have a perfectly good Weatherspoons across the road that you can go and poo in if you want to have a poo. But don't come here and do your poos.
Ryan, that's a really good offer, but I think you'd be better off doing that
What's that?
tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. Ryan, because he streamed all weekend, he's an absolute godsend.
Yep.
And fills the stream all the time. But he's making an offer to pop in and talk about the tournament.
Oh, what now?
Yeah.
Chat all about it tomorrow, bro. You could even do what we used to do on Rasta and Ash, and in like the little window where you'd normally have you guys' faces. I know you don't use that all the time. You could bring up the stats like we used to do the pie chart of the faction breakdown. You could go through a few of the top lists. I know that would basically just be repeating Simeon's list twice, but Yeah, that would be a really good idea, and I think you'd have a lot more. I know there's a lot more people that specifically tune in on a Tuesday because they want the gaming content rather than
Yeah.
this model making stuff. You know, this malarkey that
I
I
think it'd
get
be
up
good
to.
to do basically a. I don't want to use the term battle report, but
But it is
yeah,
kind of.
but pretty much what it is.
There's nothing wrong with that. So all I'm doing now is just like I did upstairs on the top. Is I am just taking some little bits of plastic, I'm whittling them, getting them to these nice little shapes that I want, and then sticking them on just to create some interest. Just to create something that's a brush is going to catch an edge, a wash is going to go around the side of, whatever it might be. I move all around the screen, don't I?
It's not a massive area you've got to work in, really.
It isn't. It isn't. Stick, you little beauty. Yeah, let's leave those. So we're getting some nice detail and that nice join. And we're starting to hide, or we're starting to certainly disguise and make it look like a proper model. There was a bit upstairs. I remember what I forgot to do up here because I just saw the bit of plastic I brought specifically to do the job.
Dolly's been following similar list to Sims, but with Anakin in the M1 with torps and passive sensors instead of Lumina.
Yeah, I've heard that Annie's, oh sorry, baby Annie's quite filthy. But yes, honestly, when Luminara's really good, you know, James, really good. And I didn't realise how good it was until he played against me with it. And the way he uses her, he's a very clever young man, that boy. You know, a lot of the times, you know, I find that, like, playing someone like Simeon, the world champion, what makes him different to the rest of us mortals is that he's very calm, even when it looks like it might go wrong or he's not in the best position, and he doesn't lose it and then stuff starts going to pot because he lost it. I think that's kind of telling of a real champion, if you know what I mean. Now, following, have you seen, I've put extra, I haven't cut it exactly, I've done it when I've got it on. You can do that. This is why I don't use plastic glue, because with super glue I can still get stuff off. Right, so this was me continuing this raised detail that I had removed when I took it apart ever so slightly. I also did it here, I remember. Don't know if you guys remember me cutting it off, but I want to put those back in.
JR saying Luminara's ability has been very valuable for Sim every time.
Every time. In the game he played against me as well, it was ridiculously
I mean, it doesn't
powerful.
matter what game it is. If you've paid for an upgrade and you use it all the time, it's valuable. Or you use it not all the time, but a lot. It's those upgrades that you don't use very often that usually aren't worth anything.
I mean, with him as well, it's always about having the right things in the right place, but
yeah,
that's a big part of it. Like, he has crack shot on his arc fighter, and you can only use crack shot if you got it in a bullseye.
but
So you think it's a big...
yeah.
He gets it off every single game. Yeah, crack shotted it to death. What? With an arc? Yeah, easy. So I want it even thinner, so I'm going to do half of this.
Lawless says, looks like Liam is buying a sea rock for me to cut apart to mod a Falcon. Should be fun.
I'm sure you can probably pick them up in the old packaging at not too much money now.
We had some at one time and we couldn't get rid of them, but they're all gone now.
as you can see, we're just adding lovely little characterful bits at the moment. That's all I'm doing. I hope this is debunking it. I hope you realise how simplistic it is. It's just, it should be therapeutic. You should enjoy it. You should free flow with it in some respects.
Just adding detail and making it make sense, and the patience as well to just keep tweaking it.
It's a lot of fun, you know. Weirdly enough, it's a bit like building a Lego kit, but you ain't got any instructions and you ain't got no bits. You've got like, here's some plastic, make it into whatever shape you want it to be.
I just got mine off Amazon for 25 quid.
What?
See what, a couple of weeks ago, but that was just before the Epic Pack drop.
Ah, right. Listen, guys. Rasta's appeal this week is, if anyone out there has any Star Vipers they'd like to sell me, I'm willing to pay up to £10 a Star Viper, or a dial cover, a Star Viper. Please get in touch with me. I'm probably after about 10, 12, something like that.
Yeah, 25 quid off Amazon. I mean,
That's what they were a 60 quid model.
you can't buy that at trade at that price.
No.
Nobody can. Actually making a loss on them.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're making quite a big loss, actually.
Yeah.
It's even that you can, and I can now start adding. Remember, because we cut all this. Remember when we cut off detail here? We cut off that original part, so it's actually quite bland. So I'm going to make it less bland.
Lee, if you want to send pics to sales@weekendwarlords.co.uk, I will pick them up.
What pics you got? What pics? Another naked pic in the garden.
I hope not.
You liar. You love him. You want to kiss him. Oh, sorry, off camera. Where should we put you?
Are you actually going to paint this on stream, or are you going to paint it?
No, I think I'm going to paint it at home.
Paint it at home.
Because all I'm thinking of doing to this is very similar to the other ships. It's going to be the silver pre-shaded panels, and then I'm going to clear coat with this clear black. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to probably do a tester somewhere, but it's nothing you haven't really seen with the A-wing. And I often cycle back round. Yeah, you know, there is an unlimited colour palette I want to use in the world, and there is an unlimited techniques. You often have to come back and do the same technique again, but I find it's probably better that I give you guys a bit of a break from doing the same thing repetitively. I'm certainly looking at maybe doing some painting next week, and I'd certainly like to start doing one of these. Let's grab it for you. Doing one of these. Right, start doing some modelling. I'll probably do a bit of painting, then come back to this, because we'll do some modelling first, then we'll paint it. Whole big techniques. I'm going to actually get a few products I've never used before and try them out from MIG, some weathering stuff, because we're going to a different scale of things, so we can use powders and we can use all sorts. But that'd be cooler. We do one of those. I might revisit doing a figure again, because I haven't done one of those for a bit. I only done the Yoda, didn't I? Do you another figure?
See what Lee's been. Don't know whether I should put that up actually, but he's been 3D printing.
Yeah, we won't be putting that up, Lee.
So that's pretty cool.
Mark, I love you, bro. The Big Yoda. No, not the Big Yoda. I'm still working on the Big Yoda and Kit Fisto's head. to have them cast. I haven't had a lot of time. This week my plans work-wise is drawing. I need to finish my drawings on my next wave of dials, because I haven't got any prototypes ready yet for the next wave. So I'm going to jump on that and get them finished. Right, so carrying on. Do you know what? I just saw something else. As soon as I got that bit of green, I'd forgotten to do this. This little join here at the back. Just here where I wanted to soften. Let's get me a sculpting tool. So this sculpting tool is called a Wax 5, I do believe. It's very important you look at this tool, yeah? It's got this end and this end. Now this is not an easy tool to get hold of, and I do believe the only place you can get it is a company called Taranti in London. Most of the other model making suppliers that stock sculpting goods don't for some reason have this sculpting tool, but this sculpting tool is like the sculpting tool. Just trust me on that.
Yeah, it's quite legendary actually, isn't it? Because if you put it into Google, there's quite a lot of chatter about Wax 5 being the tool.
It is the tool, and it's bizarre. It doesn't look particularly tiny, but you can do almost anything with this thing. I would indeed, Law. I'd love to trade. I'll message you about it tomorrow, darling, or you tell me what you want. We'll swap addresses and we'll get that sorted. I have got a plan to do a load of Star Vipers like pies. One of them I'm going to do on stream, going to do the conversion, going to do beautiful insect-like paint jobs on them all with lots of different clear paints. And then we'll be giving one away definitely on the stream. And also be selling some through my website. I love the conversion. I'm going to do a buttload of them. They're quite expensive though to do, but they look so beautiful in the end. They're worth doing. So just smooth that down a bit.
17 people entered the raffle so far, with 48 tickets.
So yeah, it's for that beautiful Sith Infiltrator today, guys. So I'm just filling with this. So this is all part and parcel of when we're model making. I remember this little gap, I forgot to fill it previously. So as you're pushing it in with this tool, then you go across with the moisture, and the tool like cuts and leaves it where it needs to be. Look, and then it cleans off, and it's perfect. Perfect. When that's all primed, you won't see any shadow line, any shadow gap. It's a bit like decorating when you put caulk, if you know what I'm saying. You want to get rid of all your black lines. Oh, you see what I've done? I've put my thumb on my green stuff. But don't fret. And just tighten back up. Just, if you ever do it, don't fret. These are great, these clay shapers. Any art shop, yeah? All different colours. Black ones, grey ones, white ones. And then they change the stiffnesses with the different colours. You'll work that out when you get to your local hobby store.
Thank you, Richie, for the donation.
I'd like to...
Bob afraid you need a space in there between raffle and your number.
I want a couple of little circulars.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So we just pin detailing. Just to add detail. You will lose them when you do this. Probably every other one you lose in the glue. Keep the glue quite movable. So the first Millennium Falcon I ever did, if you look at the original Millennium Falcon sculpt, it has no gribblies on the top of the ship. Very, very little gribbly work. And that was one of the first conversions I ever did. It was the first ship I ever painted in X-Wing. But it had, I did this. I just went round and I put on lots of little gribbly detail. You tend to work in the corner of panels, whatever you are. Sometimes there can be no reason for it, but all that does is it, like I said, it allows a wash to catch something. It allows you to put a highlight on what would have been a very flat, uninteresting surface. I just remembered something. Wait a minute, guys. I've had a good idea. I've had an idea. Where is it? Where's the base? There it is. Did you see that? Let's get it out of there. That is... Come here, you stinker. That is the R2 unit off of a T65 X-Wing miniature. Because he's got his little shoulder bits where his legs are. So I thought it'd be easier than trying to remake one. Now, traditionally this ship is equipped with a astromech. So I am going to try and add this astromech to a part of this ship. Just give me a second now, yeah? Right, it's really fiddly. I actually wanted to put him above the gun, as if he was piloting the gun. So that'd put him about here. So I need to make a new little part for this here. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut that back. I forgot about doing this. That's why I cut the detail off. See, that's why I use super glue, because I can get my knife, whoop, it's done. If that was plastic glue, that plastic would be weakened now, and I wouldn't be able to do that because it melted the plastic. Right, let's just... Oh, come here, you stinker. It's really hard, this stuff, yeah? So what I'm trying to do at the moment is shave this bit of plastic, because it's not quite level when I put it down. I'll turn her over, come over, and now this side needs the trim. Okay.
That's tiny. I don't know if you can bring that up to the camera at all.
You see, it's very hard to see. There is the little R2 unit at the top, right? Now, what I want to do is I want to make a little recess for it to go into, but because I can't cut that out of that, I'm going to make a little housing for it. So that's wide enough. I'm going to overcut it first, overcut the outside, and I'll trim that dimension back. So then I'll just eyeball this. So mystery poorer again, John.
Tartan James says that Kai is having a hunt for some star vipers.
Right, let's see if that fits. No, not quite. So I need to enlarge that ever so slightly. Let's try again. We're getting closer now. Nope, still not quite wide enough. I wonder, any of you guys know if in the canon Dengar had a specific astromech, or in the old canon or whatever. does that fit now? Yep. So that fits in there. Okay. So now let's have a look where that's going to sit on there. Okay, so I can see what I can trim off this. Let's go back, let's have another little look. Okay. Then I want an angle on it on this side. Oh. Nope. Right, let's get that on because I think I'll need to trim it while it's on. Yeah, I will need to trim it while it's on. So just because I need to mirror that exact angle of the way that, you know, the triangle goes. So you can copy it. I will try and add a little notch out of it just to change it from just a pure rectangle. I'll do that both sides. Then I will square off just there. Then I will add another little bit of detail onto it, just to add like a little, I don't know what this stuff is I'm adding. It's just, like I said, tiny pieces. Just on the side. Do you see how the super glue works? I only just touch it and boom, it's off. Now let's get the astromech in there. In you go, in you go. Oh, the other way round. There you go. Look, little astromech compartment on Dengar, and the astromech is directly above the gun. Right? And the astromech is the angry little astromech that is firing the gun. I like to think it's maybe Dr. Afra's angry little R2 unit. Your brain is bloody brilliant. Do you have a stronger pair for model making? So these are just reading glasses from Asda, Lidl, Aldi, whatever. This is a plus two times, I suppose. And what are these ones? These are +2. I think I might have a 2.5. Yeah, these are 2.5 times. I should really. Dengar was shipped with R5P8 and Gonk in version 1, if that's any clue to what his droid mech was. That's very cool, dude.
Interesting.
Wonder if anyone's seen that. But yeah, look. So we've got the nice. I'm really happy I did that now. I'm well chuffed about that. I'd forgot all about it. I keep putting my fingers on this little bugger though.
In fact, that's pretty cool.
What?
Have you seen R5P8?
No. Has he got weapons?
He has. He's got a massive blaster on his head.
Put him up, John.
If I've picked the right, yeah, that's Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia, man. Generally, when you are doing like a bit of green like that, where you don't want to do that like I'm doing it. You want to wait till you've done, and you're not going to handle it, do it, walk away, you know. So anyway, we've got a nice little astromech unit in there. Where'd that little gribbly bit of detail? A little bit of detail fell off. Let's put another one on.
There you go, dude.
Oh, how cool is he? He is wicked. He's got 3 eyes and teeth
Do you reckon you paint the teeth on that then?
Thinking about it.
Really?
Yeah, now you've shown me that. What I love is everyone that looked at my Falcon the weekend, not my Falcon, my A-Wing, they could all see the star. But I can't.
Hondo.
Hey?
He belonged to Hondo.
Who did? R5. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Honda Knacker's cool, man.
Yeah, he is. Apparently he did control guns though. So that's pretty cool.
He did what?
Control guns.
Who controlled guns? Hondo.
No, R5P8. Any news on when the Vets final will be?
End of October-ish. We'll give you the
Yeah.
exact dates next month.
It could even run into November.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll sort out dates fairly soon. We'll put our heads together.
Where'd you go, you stinker?
Maze Room says it looks like a Muppet.
What looks like a Muppet?
R5P8.
Maze Room, you telling me you would have thrown down against Animal? I wouldn't. Animal would have messed you up, man.
He would have done.
And not felt any remorse at all.
Yeah.
So, can you start as I get to the side? You can see some lovely layers of detail with this stuff. We're starting to really get interesting bits now. All these little gribblies we're adding. Love it, I love it, I love it. What else did I need to do? I needed to do something on the tip of this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. Let's have a look if I've got a bigger. Yeah, let's try a bigger circle. So we've got bigger, so different dimension rod. This is quite thick, look. The thicker stuff can actually be really hard to cut, like flat. And a lot of times you'll do this and end up having to file them down.
You're really in the zone at the moment. I know you are, but we're on 2.25 hours.
What?
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started at 8.
Well,
At 7.
7?
Yeah. Give it 5 minutes.
Okay.
And I'll get out of my zone. I'm coming back. I'm telling my brain to leave the zone. But right now, my brain is in the zone. So my brain's going, just hold on a second.
We could be here for another 3 hours with George adding bits to this.
Right, so I hope you've all like kind of noticed that we have been, like John said, 2 hours, right? And I've only done X amount. I've still got there and detail and finish off this bits and maybe add some little gribblies here and so on and so forth, right? So it gives you a bit of an idea that when you go into like these sort of big ass conversions, they take time. These are not. There's hours and hours and hours that go into the build. More than anything else is this build side. And the paint jobs, you know how long my paint jobs can take, but just enjoy it. You know, you're not me, right? You're not trying to make a living out of it. That's why something like this is very rare that I'd ever sell or be commissioned, because there's too many hours work in it. But for you guys, it's your hobby. So it doesn't matter if you spend 60 hours building something before you even throw down paint, right? So yeah, just be mindful of the time we're using. So is there one more little bit I want to do? No, do you know what? I'll leave it now because John's told me off and he's tired.
No, I'm not telling you off.
No,
I am tired.
I know he's tired. He's tired. John is tired. Right, so let's just do this for you. Let you have a little look at it. Let's just get those wings back on. They're just blue tacked at the moment. Let's get that on. Where's the guns on? Let's get the radar dish. It's also magnetised. If you saw that.
It's cool. It's like they've had to keep adding engines to try and balance
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's it. John's going to switch me over to the other camera and I can show you kind of a face on. Right, let's get her up here, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my camera that I use when I'm filming, when we're filming. That's better. So I can go like this. Because I wanted you to see it head on. Oh, the engines are going clear because they are green. The wings, remember, are not quite right because they're not stuck on. Look, John, look.
Yeah,
Look, the
cool.
bits of green stuff. Look where I've green stuffed.
Yeah, you can see through.
You can see through it. So there you can see where all my filling is. And let's turn around. Let's get you a side. Let's get you a nice side view.
You should just paint it green, George, and then show that on stream. Instead of one say anything.
If I brought my Ghost, no one would see nothing.
No, that's true.
Right, turn in. It's that combination of engines just works really well on it. Two really heavy on one side. We got the dish. It works. It's proper. It does work. It actually is a balanced, lovely looking model. Look how I'm moving.
It's like a proper Star Wars junker in it.
Right?
Yeah.
And when that's painted, it will look like it's straight out of the film. It really does. It's got the right bits in the right places. They've been repurposed enough where they're not even going to look. When these side wings are painted, they won't look like Imperial wings no more because they're a different shape and they'll have a different paint job than what you're used to seeing. So that is it. He's nearly done. I'm just going to do more of what you've seen when I go home. Not tonight, but you get what I'm saying. I will finish off the last little bits of detail and then it's going to get primed. That primer will have 2, maybe 3 coats, and in between each primer stage I will check if there's any filling that needs doing, if it needs sanding anywhere, and that's the paint. I use these sponge sanding pads which are very soft and forgiving. And
if you're on the Patreon, George is going to promise that he will take some photos as he paints it, step by step, and put them on the Patreon.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, definitely. Yeah. That's a great idea. I'll do that. What I'll do is I'll get you a picture of it primed. I'll get you a picture of it in like the base silvers. Then I'll get a picture of it cleared, and then we'll get you a picture of it finished, and then we'll have it on stream, and we'll have some beautiful pictures and that for you to look at. Give us a week or two though, because it will take a while, and I have got other things to be getting on with. I'm really chuffed. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's wicked, mate.
You like that? Yeah. That sort of stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, right. I mean, initially I thought it was a bit heavy on the engines, but it does work.
No, Matt,
it's going to look amazing.
I don't degrease my ships. I've never had a problem, Matt, with paint reaction on the base products. I give everything a little brush off and that, but Halford's grey primer is really where I'm at when it comes to the initial coat of primer, and it's because it's like a cellulose base. It really sticks hard. And it's got good adherence to the surface, so grey primer coat is where I'm going to go with. I am going to, funny enough, Matt's on. I'm going to be converting Matt's Decimator that I won from Imperial March, and I will be trying to paint that maybe on stream, but we'll see. Anyway, listen, you lovely people, let us draw the raffle, John.
Let's do it.
Who is going to get this bad boy? Oh, Kay's received 2. Let me just tell him. Right, guys, I'm literally 10 seconds. If you haven't got a ticket, you type !raffle space and the number of points you have. Bless her, lucky call sign. You have 70 spondoolies. Oh. The start of next month, I'm going to give you a present, spondoolie present, so that you can enter too. John, what's that on my thing?
I don't know.
Oh, fuck. You know what that is?
Is that super glue?
Do you know how old this t-shirt is?
It's just very old.
It's an hour.
You just put it on.
I paid 15 quid yesterday.
Really?
To fuck up a t-shirt.
Oh, he done bad ones.
Sorry. That's my first one. No, you said the same.
I never, not in front of the camera. No.
I'm really sorry. My mother's not going to speak to me for a week. No, I didn't. I'm really sorry for that. Oh. All right then. Don't her. She didn't 250 on stream. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I'm really sorry. But like, I was really chuffed. Look at my new t-shirt. Look, my Warlords. I like it, and it makes me look a bit buff, right? really like it, and I've just ruined it. Sad times.
Right, we're closing entries.
Right, entries are closed. You could no longer enter the raffle. What's happened, John?
What?
Look at how blurry I am.
Oh, you're going really blurry.
Oh, I'm
How
back.
do you manage that? There you go.
Oh no, man, I'm really gutted, Pie. Proper gutted. I haven't had a new team T-shirt for months. Or for
Has
years.
anybody got a tip out there for getting super glue out of a T-shirt?
Yeah, buy a new
I don't
T-shirt.
think there is
No,
one,
there
is
ain't
there?
none. Rasta got censored. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. All right, stop picking on me. I'm old, man. I'm hungry as well. That was my body going, you need food. Right, let's do it. Tavern Wars! Yeah, man. Wicked. I'm well chuffed he got it.
Tartan James has clipped you swearing.
No, he hasn't. Has he sent me a clip?
No, he's clipped it on the stream.
Oh, James. How'd you get to that? Let's have a look. Where is he? Where's Tartan James? There we go. Thank you, James. I've got to put my volume on.
No, don't. They'll hear it again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, James, I'll be watching that multiple. You need to send me that in a PM. That clip's no straight to team chat. Stop it. Stop it.
Somebody
You
gif
lot
it and
bad.
put it in the team chat.
You lot, wait till I speak to you where I'm not on camera. That's right, try bully me. You know what's going to happen. You're going to go down. Right, anyway.
X-Wing Tavern Wars one.
Tavern Wars. Respect, brother. Address me. All of that. It's on its way. It'll be on its way.
And who's our stream boss?
Our stream boss is Protec.
Protec Morals.
Protec, you get an extra 500 spondoolies. I'm well chuffed it's going to you, Tavern Wars. Really, really chuffed, man. Great supporter of the stream.
Yeah.
I love when people that support regularly get something.
Yeah,
Really makes me happy. So, don't. It's nearly as good as that clip that Mark made when I just lost the plot on a Sunday stream because someone just did I was like, what? Smashing I just couldn't cope with what was going on with the idiocy.
I made a gif of that somewhere. I can't remember where I put it.
So anyway, look, I love you, Lee. Listen, you lot are awesome. I'm definitely going to be back next Monday. I don't know what I'm doing. I will have worked out some crazy idea, and we'll get on with that, and we'll probably be doing some painting. I might actually paint a figure. That might be a nice change of pace to paint a man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Kit Fisto or...
Do you know what I'd like to see as well?
Go on, John.
Is you paint a figure, but also do a bit of basing, scenery stuff on the bottom of a decent sized base.
I'll have to go through my cupboards.
Yeah, see what you got.
Because
I'm sure we've probably got something out
there. Yeah, no, but I've been a while. I've got all the terrain stuff.
Yeah.
The basing stuff is just all in the back. I debated making Rasta Rage and Impo. Fair, man.
Paint your war box. No. Yeah, do it. Do it.
I think
pressurise him to do it, stream.
I'll tell you what. If we get 5 more sign-ups for the Patreon, I will paint one of my orcs before next. Like, if we get 5 more sign-ups on my Patreon, Rasta Maice Painting Patreon, by next Monday, well, by next Sunday, I'll paint an orc. Terrified. Almost don't want them to sign up.
I'm going to sign up.
So, and you can't. Don't be annoying. I nearly did another one, and just sign up and then sign off. Just your $2 thing. Just sign up for that. And if you've already signed up, suggest that your mates do it, and then I'll paint an orc. I don't know if it'll be the war boss. I might do the pig doc. The old war boss is quite a big deal. I'm really quite daunted and terrified. You genuinely have got me like a rabbit in the headlights. Can I sign up again? Right, look, it's been wicked. I will paint something nice next week. Thank you for watching the progression of Dengar. Yeah, totally counts. Yes, you can. Anyway, look, I'll let you guys get on with it. 5 new sign-ups. John will let me know.
Yeah.
If you haven't subbed or liked us, please do that. If you haven't joined our Facebook pages and all of that, please do it. Please join us tomorrow night for the awesome Ryan and his commentary team. I'm going to put Ryan. Ryan's definitely in charge Tuesday nights because he's the one that's putting the most. He's there the most.
Yeah,
I'll be up Tuesday. I'll be up tomorrow as well and try and help him out for a little bit, but I won't be around too long because of the doggos. But this has been great. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to get it painted for you very soon and get it on a table and winning some tournaments maybe with it, or doing well with it, just to wind up Ryan, because I know he loves a jump master. So thank you all. One love, perfectly said, Captain Rex.
Thank you.
Peace.
Roll the credits.